Boom! Back at it, you guys. How's it going? Welcome back to Jason Unleashed. Guys, how have you been? I'm sorry, everybody. I need to be more inclusive. Everyone, how have you been? It has been a while since I've gone live for Unleashed. So glad to be here with you guys today. Awesome show because I have an incredible guest. She is attorney, author, host, podcaster, everything incredible, and the epitome of Black excellence. Eboni K. Williams, the newest New York City housewife. She's going to be in the room in just a few. Hey, Mikey, 505. Hey, Trevor. Hey, Eric. Hi, everybody. She's joining me today. Incredible woman. We've been loving her on this season of the Real Housewives of New York and of New York City. And yeah, she is going to stop by. We're going to talk today and catch up with everything she's doing. So cool. She is changing the face of the franchise, and rightfully so. It's about time, and everything she's doing this season is just so, what is the word I'm looking for? Just incredible. She's incredible. So we're going to talk to Eboni in just a few. You guys know the drill. Comments below. We'll try to get to questions. She is a busy woman. And it's glad to be back with you guys live on Instagram. I've been busy. I have been busy. I'm going to have more Unleashed coming up for you guys all through the summer. So just stick around with me. I'm wearing my Invisalign today. So if I'm stuttering, if I have a lift, I'm sorry. That's what I do. But yeah, everything is good. Living life here in Miami. Hope everyone is safe. Hope everyone's vaccinated. I hope everyone is back out in these streets after things have been opening up. And also, did anyone see the Handmaid's Tale this season? So many things. Hey, Aaron, 505 again. Where my 505 people at? Handmaid's Tale, yeah, everything. Guys, get into it. If you haven't gotten into the Handmaid's Tale, please do. It's really good. Drama, but it's hard to watch. If you haven't watched it, if you've been watching it, then you know what I'm talking about. And this season was chef's kiss. Hey, Christian, what's going on? All right, so Eboni will be here in just a few, and we're going to catch up. We're going to talk. Dear friend of mine, I'm so loving everything she's doing. If you guys haven't downloaded her podcast, it's called Holding Court. Her and Dustin Ross talk about everything in Black culture, some of the good, the bad, and the very ugly, but they keep it real. They keep it 100. No stone is left unturned, and they talk about it all. And of course, Eboni, being an attorney, is someone who is so nuanced and so present and so aware of what's going on in the world that it's a great podcast. If you're into podcasts and that's your thing, definitely download the Holding Court podcast with Eboni K. Williams and Dustin Ross, wherever podcasts are being streamed and wherever you get your podcasts at. Just waiting for Eboni to step into the room. And hey, what's up, guys? Say what's up to Mayhem Miller, Drag Race Royalty in here. Eric Sinsley, what's up, brother? Mike, let me wave at some people. Let me wave at the people. Tony, hi Tony. Guys, also go lounging with Tony. Go follow Tony Moore, another great content creator, great guy. Go check out his stuff. He's killing the game as well. Shout out to Lounging with Tony, Keith Jordan, Emma Jade. Hi Emma Jade TV, loving your mom stuff. Brandon Bravo. We love Brandon Bravo. Guys, go follow Funky Mo. Give him a like. Let me go live with Eboni K. Williams. She did with someone who, like I said, is just such an incredible woman. EK Dub, welcome to Jason Unleashed. Hi, boo.
Hey, boo boo. How you doing?
I'm doing good. You are glowing, looking phenomenal per usual.
Is that your way of calling me greasy?
No, well, look, we are never greasy in these streets. Eboni, we're glad to have you on the show. How are you doing?
My love. I'm doing great, baby. Can you see me? I just want to make sure my little. Okay, great. Okay, so we're good.
We can see you, girl. First of all, congratulations is in order, Eboni, because I mean, last year at this time we were talking about life. I had you on the first season of Jason Unleashed. We're talking about your incredible book, Pretty Powerful. Guys, go pick it up on Amazon right now. And it was such a different time. Fast forward over a year later, and it's such a different time for the world, but such a different time for yourself. Tell me about it.
Oh, it's been a lot. This was never the plan, as you know, Jason. Anybody not familiar with the relationship that Jason and I have, we, started it after Buzz, child, working for popcorn and Pepsi. Literally. Right. And that was almost 9 or so years ago. I mean, it's been maybe even 10. And yeah, in LA. And from there, we have both, just enjoyed a tremendous amount of success. And it's not, right? It's been up, it's been down, it's been just in all kinds of spaces. So I feel very blessed to, at this point, be able to do the work that I love and to be able to have multiple platforms, including holding court, my favorite thing that I do, which is my podcast on iHeart Radio. Shout out to Charlemagne the God on his Black Effect Network. I also produce Revolt Black News, and it's all good.
Right. It's all good. It's all good. Well, let's talk about what's going on with you appearing on one of the biggest franchises in television, Real Housewives of New York. You are, as I said in the intro, you are giving a whole new face to this. You are a cultural phenomenon. I mean, how has your life changed because of this show?
It's you're gracious, Jason, to say that. It is the kind of thing where now when I go get a cocktail, in my neighborhood bar, or I was at Whole Foods, no lie, on 125th, and this kind gentleman, said, you can go in front of me. And I thought it was because he was still getting his cart together, or I didn't know. And he literally was like, love you on the show. I was like, oh, bro, get your goat cheese and your spinach. Don't worry about me. But yeah, and to have people come up off the street who are, longtime fans of the franchise, as I had been, and talk about what they feel they appreciate about what I bring to the franchise is really one of the highest compliments.
Right. Well, I mean, I think it's safe to say that. I mean, even in the comments right now, people are like, we love you on the show. You've changed the show. You've changed the landscape. You've really, honestly, you, as well as Garcelle Bouvet, have changed the landscape of Housewives. And it's such a powerful moment, and it's such a long overdue moment. What was the deciding factor, Eboni, for you to be like, hey, out of all the things you've done some pretty incredible things. You said, hey, let me pivot and do unscripted television.
The audience. Every career decision I make, Jay, is always about my ability to connect with a particular audience. And I've been, again, really blessed to connect with a variety of news organizations, audiences, and all kind of sides of the political spectrum, right? I've been able to connect with sports audiences during some brief work I did on NFL Network and Fox Sports. And of course, Revolt, which has been phenomenal for me for the past 2+ years, both on State of the Culture and Revolt Black News. And, those audiences are just so tremendous. But we all know that there's a different audience when it comes to reality TV and Bravo specifically and Housewives specifically.
Right.
And so the ability to connect with that global audience in that vertical was just irresistible, to be able to bring, my flavor of Black excellence, and also for the first time bring a personal lens too. That's also different. There's only but so much you can do behind a news desk. It's all very important and valuable, but I'm not sharing, my broken heart of my engagement on a news platform. I'm not sharing the grief of my dying grandmother on a sports broadcast. I'm not exploring who my father is for the first time in my entire life on the radio. So being able to do those things and open up myself, not just as a professional, but a woman, and a woman in search of love and family and connection, is really unique to the Housewives platform.
It's absolutely unique. Was there a time, Eboni, where before you did the show, that you thought, okay, do I want to be so giving of myself? Because once it's out there, it's out there. And I mean, you are someone who, in the Black culture, in and out of the Black culture, we see you and we think, hey, excellent, powerful woman, successful, a role model to many. But were you trepidatious in what you were going to reveal and what you wanted to reveal? Because once it's out there, it's out there.
Once it's out there, it's 100% out there, Jason. I know that. I knew that going into it. And so the negotiation with myself was simple. It was, you do this and you do it all the way, full throttle, meaning go there, all the there personally, or just don't do it. And that's okay too. I just didn't feel like I wanted to do this with a bunch of parameters. I'll talk about this, but I won't talk about that, or we can talk about this, but not like that. Just didn't feel organic to me. And it also felt a little too exhausting. So I just made a decision. I'm going to give y'all the whole thing, and it's going to be what it's going to be.
It's going to be what it's going to be. So true, Eboni. You had said recently on The Real that it's not your responsibility to teach Blackness
to these women, but yet we see show after show, and the moments that we're getting that are so the most illuminating for you are the ones where you have to continuously tell them about Black excellence. That has to be exhausting?
In a way, no. So in a way, no. So you've seen the episode that's going to drop tonight, which I have to say for the record is my favorite episode of the entire season thus far, and I have to imagine it will be of the whole season. Because I bring these women to my neighborhood, I bring them to Harlem, and I just adore Harlem. Anybody can look at my post today, you'll watch the episode tonight, and you will see some of why Harlem makes my heart beat, right? Mm-hmm. That was not exhausting at all, and I think maybe for some people it would be, and maybe this is where I'm a little different wired, right? I had the time of my life speaking to these women about heroes of mine, Josephine Baker, Dubois, James Baldwin, Marcus Garvey. I had the time of my life, Jason, at the beauty pageant, you know, where I put on my afro and I summoned the very first Black woman to be permitted to integrate the Miss America pageant. I believe it was Cheryl Boone or something similar to that in like 72. So I thoroughly enjoy these experiences of leaning into these moments of Black excellence, and it really quite excites me. So that part doesn't feel laborious. What does feel laborious, which is not my intention or my job, but I have to do it because of my conscience sake, is when castmates step in it, right? Yeah. And they step into the space of a racist microaggression, or they step into the space of willful ignorance as it relates to unacceptable behavior, like displays of white fragility. That has to be called out in real time, every time. Does that get labor intensive? Sure. But to not do it has a consequence that I'm not willing to accept, which is sending an inadvertent message that that behavior is permissible. Right. And it is simply not.
Right, right. I would agree. And it's in those moments on the show, Eboni, that, as I said earlier, gives this whole new energy, whole new existence, whole new, I mean, I don't even have the words to articulate what it gives, but it's powerful to see. And it's the perfect storm because only you could do. I mean, you have defended Blackness in way hostile environments than Housewives. Hello, Fox News denouncing Trump. Sure. Having conversations on social media and the various platforms that you're on. But now you have cameras following you. Well, I would say what, 12, 13 hours a day, you know?
Yeah, well, we're filming. Yeah.
Right, right. Let's talk about holding court and everything you're doing outside of Housewives, because you're not new to this, you're true to this. You have been in the game for a long time. Holding Court, Dustin Ross, an incredible podcast. Every week we get these awesome conversations about Blackness, awesome nuanced conversations about what's going on in the world and in regards to Black culture. The genesis behind the podcast, and why did you feel it's time now to bring Holding Court to the masses?
So what's going to be funny is I'm going to answer that question very specifically. The why, the genesis of Holding Court. What's going to be funny is the why, which is totally, you got the show right. It is through the lens of Blackness, unapologetically. But we're talking about probably the most famous white woman in America best exemplifies why, Britney Spears. So tomorrow's episode of Holding Court will feature 2 stories, and 2 only, because I needed to unpack them. I'll start the show with my legal reaction to Derek Chauvin's sentence of 22.5 years for the murder of George Floyd. I will transition to Free Britney Bitch Part 2. Free Britney Bitch Part 1 is available now on wherever you get your podcast. It's a sidebar. What happened with Britney, Jason, and what's happening with Britney, and specifically this conservatorship, which in my legal opinion has turned into a legal extortion of this woman. Hey. It is. And what was so striking to me is in the testimony that she gave to the judge, in the 23 minutes that she spoke to this judge directly, she said part of why she's still in it, the conservatorship, is because she didn't know, Jason, that she had a legal right to ask to be out of it. And she apologized to the court and said, I didn't know, and I apologize for my ignorance. That tells me if Britney Spears, with all of her wealth and resources and access, if she didn't know the legal going-ons and the ways to navigate our justice systems as an entirety, my God, who else doesn't know?
Right.
And the answer is most people. Most people don't know how to navigate these systems, whether it's a will and estate, divorce, custody, spousal support, or DUI. So holding court brings all of those different headlines that we see that might be about Britney, or it might be about Drake, or it might be about Gary Owens or whoever else, and it brings them it brings it to the forefront as to how it affects our everyday lives.
Yeah. It's I mean, holding court, when I listen to it, I always walk away with like, damn, first of all, thank you, Ebony, for indoctrinating me in the stuff I didn't know about, but also it's thought evoking, and that's the kind of content we need, is things that make us think, and things that make us think about things we normally would not. So glad that that's coming out. And the Free Britney movement, you know, a couple years ago, I think it's now more serious than ever, because we've had Britney finally be able to speak for herself. It was always a very serious thing, but now we're just like, whoa, this woman, 40 years old this year, a mother, has been essentially in a Handmaid's Tale situation, minus the sexual assault, of course, but being held against her will, if you will.
Yes.
And not able to really have any autonomy over anything.
And
but yet,
effectively sterilized. You know,
right.
she's not allowed to even remove her birth control because of a financial control element to her conservatorship. It's horrible.
One second. Hang on one second. Hold on. All right. They're saying there's an echo. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay. Hang on. Let me work this out. All right. Hi. Is this better? Hey, Ebony, you there? Wait. You're turning. We good? Are we good? Hey, we're good.
Jason, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah,
I can
I'm
hear
good.
You. Okay.
Hey,
I'm
we're
sorry.
good.
Continue. You were saying about Britney. Hi.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, no. I was just saying she's also being subjected to. Jason, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I was just saying she's also being subjected to an effective sterilization by not being able to remove that IUD through a financial control effort from her father. It's terrible.
Right. It's terrible. Yeah, it's just like I'm glad she has a voice now, and hopefully the courts will take that voice into consideration, because if someone is saying, hey guys, this is my life, this is the first, we always talk about, we want to hear from the horse's mouth, right? When it comes to telling stories, or when it comes to the experience of people from like television shows to anything. So now we're hearing from the horse's mouth, right? We're getting a first-hand account to someone's experience. And I just hope that the courts or whoever is able to make that decision takes that into account and says, hey, let's listen to her finally after over 11 years of being in a tower, waiting to be rescued, you know?
Yeah, well, it probably wouldn't have been 11 years, Jason, if both Britney knew that she could have made a legal filing to have a hearing to ask for the conservatorship to be removed, and or her court-appointed lawyer, and not to shame court-appointed lawyers, I have been one, but I take issue with the fact that this is not the lawyer Britney selected, Jason. When we go back to 2008, when this was originally conservatorship was granted, Britney had a lawyer she wanted. The court denied her the opportunity to select her counsel. I think there is a massive legal issue there, potentially even a lawsuit of litigation. And so this lawyer that she does have failed, to me, legally, has failed her by not educating Britney on her legal remedies.
Wow. Well, all will be revealed in time, and we can only hope the best for Britney. Getting back to Ebony, there's so many layers to you. So many layers. You have your book, pretty powerful, bestseller. You've spoken to the masses. You've held your own on some pretty serious places like Fox News. We've seen you co-host on The Real. We're seeing so many different levels and layers to you that every single one is completely different. Where does Eboni K. Williams, with all your success, everything you've done, everything you're doing, where do you see yourself 2 years from now? And what is and I hate to say what is the definitive happiness, but what makes you happy? What is happiness to Eboni K. Williams?
Well, it's a few things. The easy things are Reposado tequila makes me happy. It makes me very happy. A delicious chicken parm makes me happy.
Same.
Enchiladas make me happy. My baby Carrie James, I would get her, but she's being uncooperative.
How is she? How is
She's
she?
so good. She's snoring down here like a big old fat man. And she's yay big. Carrie James makes me happy. Love makes me happy. Professionally, what makes me happy is being of service. It really is that. And this is actually my prayer to God around this, because this is not me, this is divine, right? It's God. Two things. When I die, I hope there's nothing left. I hope there's no ounce of talent, no ounce of work left in me, because I hope to have left it all here. And I also hope that in everything I do, whether it's the podcast, whether it's Real Housewives, whether it's Revolt, whether it's guest hosting on, a number of amazing platforms, including the Real. I just hope that in all those verticals, Jason, I am best serving the spiritual gifts God has bestowed upon me. If I'm doing that, right, in whatever capacity, that could be on television, that could be in written form with another book, that could be in civic engagement, right? Then I am happy. Then I am happy.
That's awesome. They said, and in the comments, Eboni, they said, thank you for your service.
No, thank you. And thank you for being receptive to it. I appreciate every viewer, even those that don't agree with me. And you know this, Jason.
Yeah. I mean, but that you can, not everyone may agree with you, but at least when they're not agreeing with you, sometimes they're listening, and that's what you want people to do.
And that's all I want them to do. Yeah.
You're a busy woman. I gotta let you go. I know you got things to do, but what's in store for the rest of the season? What else? What are we looking forward to?
Yeah, so after tonight, we're in Harlem. It's amazing. It's a lot, but it's amazing. We go on a group trip to Salem, Massachusetts, which I'd never been to. It's incredible. And listen, we're traveling in a pandemic, and the people of Salem were amazing, and we do all kinds of cool things, very spiritual, very spooky, very fun. After Salem, there's yet another cast trip at some point down the road. There's dinners. Honey, I host, I don't know if I should say it, but I host a dinner at a wonderful girlfriend of mine's house, and it turns into a complete shit show. So stay tuned for that. So it's a lot going on, honey. We bust out the vocal talents of the group. That happens at some point. So it's all kinds of great stuff coming out.
Well, we can't wait to see it again. The best thing to happen to New York, you're one of the best things that happened to the Housewife franchise in a number of years. And we talk about service, we're forever indebted to your service. Eboni K. Williams, boom. So we got Holding Court, download it now, iHeart Podcast, and then Real Housewives of New York. Pick up the book, pretty powerful, right now on Amazon. Pick it up.
On Amazon.
Incredible read on Amazon. And Eboni, we are not worthy, but you are so worthy. And thank you so much for spending your time today with me on Jason Unleashed. It's always good to see you. Love you.
Congratulations on season 2 of Unleashed, baby. Talk soon. Bye.
Bye.